For 2 decades, Georgia called Europe its destiny. It rewrote its constitution for EU entry, aligned its laws, and marched with the blue flag through revolutions. But now, in a stunning reversal, Brussels has shut the door. In the 2025 enlargement package, the European Commission froze Tbilisi's accession track, and its message was brutal. Georgia, once a model partner, is now accused of betraying the very values it sought to join. For many in Tbilisi, this isn't discipline, it's betrayal dressed as virtue.
We are in this very difficult and turbulent world, and European Union is all about values and principles, and we need to stick to those principles. I mean, very often really defending these values and principles is not free. Actually, it is costly, but we have to do it because the threats are existential for Europe right now.
Europe's fury at Georgia. At the press conference in Brussels, the message from both women leading the enlargement file, Kaja Kallas and Commissioner Marta Koss, was unmistakably harsh. Koss revealed that the EU had even discussed sanctions against Georgian officials accused of using violence against protesters, warning that Europe's patience had run out.
As you know, we have been trying to also put sanctions on those government officials who are using violence against peaceful protesters and the like in Georgia. So far, we don't have everybody on board when it comes to member states, but we keep working on finding different ways to address these issues.
Then came the line that stunned even seasoned diplomats. A direct reprimand aimed at Georgia's leadership. It wasn't bureaucratic language, it was political fire. For Tbilisi, this was humiliation in public view. The European Commission accusing a candidate of betraying Europe from within.
I have a very important message for the citizens of Georgia, especially because, their government is telling the citizens that they are bringing them in the EU. Dear government of Georgia, you are not bringing your people to the EU. You are bringing your people away from the EU. If you are serious about the EU, then listen to your people and stop putting the opposition leaders and journalists on people who think differently than you into jail. Then we can talk.
The new report brands Georgia a candidate in name only. It accuses the government of democratic regression, intimidation of media, and politicized justice. Kallas made it clear that enlargement is not charity. It's a test of loyalty and alignment with Europe's moral order. Georgia, she implied, had failed that test. While Moldova and Ukraine were praised, Georgia was held up as a cautionary tale. The country that once led the region has been left in Europe's waiting room indefinitely. Hours later, the response from Georgia was thunderous. Parliament Speaker Shalva Papuashvili accused Brussels of arrogance, bias, and deceit. He said the EU had turned from partner to persecutor, a machine that punishes independence and rewards obedience. What Brussels calls reform, Tbilisi now calls revenge.
It would be good to hear at least today a clear and unambiguous position from Brussels on the radical groups in Georgia that are backed by forces in Brussels. The Georgia seen from the Brussels office has nothing in common with the real Georgia.
The anger only deepened. Papuashvili accused post-Soviet Euro politicians of trying to push Georgia into confrontation with Russia and of weaponizing democracy to control sovereign nations. For the first time, a candidate nation openly described the EU as authoritarian, not democratic.
Instead of a defender of democracy and human rights, we are left with an ideologized bureaucratic machine that seeks to silence critics and eliminate opponents. Blackmail and pressure on Georgia are not working now. We are not going to give up.
Behind the rhetoric lies a war of perception. The EU insists Georgia is sliding away from its principles. Georgia says the EU is betraying its own. Kallas's team has even hinted at visa restrictions, a symbolic reversal of the open-door policy Georgia once enjoyed. To Brussels, Georgia's government is drifting into the illiberal orbit of Hungary and Russia. To Tbilisi, Brussels has become the bully it once warned about. The bridge between Europe and the Caucasus is no longer a path. It's a fracture,